All right, 12 minutes left to play here. Left to decide which team will advance. Talk and Text and Red Bull Barako slugging it off here in our fourth and final period. We open things up with a traveling violation called on Telan. But first, let's check out our San Miguel Beer Itaas Mo Best Shots of the Game candidates. At nakita natin earlier, Alapag shot here, layup by Torreon. Again, a pass to Pablo for the fast break play. And William Miller with his fader. Those are our candidates for our San Miguel Beer Itaas Mo Best Shot of the Game.
Tough move there by Lori Tagade, going over Asi Talava. He might get a delay of game for throwing the ball up in the air. Talking Text was able to pull away in the third quarter because they shot 60% from the three-point line, 6 out of 10. So Mainit Talaga shooting coming from Talking Text. They also won the rebounds 13-11.
So Talk and Text lording it over in the second half. They're on top by now down to 9 points with 11:02 to play. This is going to be interesting. Again, Taulava muscling his way inside, asking for that ball, begging for it. That's our quarter scoring here. Talk and Text with the advantage in all three quarters.
Oh, what a hard fall there by Hobby Carey.
If I were the hard court, if I were the flooring of Cuneta Astrodome, I would be hurting right now.
Well, the lucky Telegasi Hobby Carey is he's trying to act like nothing happened, but I'm sure suck it.
That was a loud thug. We heard it from way up here. Dating panel area. Ugade. Torreon, the land of the Giants, is able to find some space.
Bong Ravenna is going to get the foul as he bumped Homer Say.
So second foul here on Ravenna.
You can almost always tell the person that committed the foul because he looks so innocent. Not me.
What foul? Torreon. He has been going to that baseline a lot in this ball game. Tora thought about three, brings it closer. And the shot clock will expire on the Barako team.
Well, Hindi aware of the shot clock that time. A lot of passing, good teamwork, but
maybe a case of overpassing in that last play. Harvey Carey. It has been a slow night offensively here for Harvey Carey so far in the game. Only 5 points. Taulava?
Yeah.
Asi Taulava. The Giants has woken up here in the fourth.
It just goes to show that Mick Pennessy, when he gets back in the basketball game, he's going to have to really play hard because, let's face it, the other players for Red Bull, I mean, without Devon Harp, they're not a very big team. With Devon Harp, they're a huge team, but he's not around, so Mick Pennessy really has to play Aussie tough. Can't expect Homer Say and Enrico, who are much smaller, to match up that well underneath.
Yes, Taulava has been bullying Red Bull defenders inside. And
Talking Text are up by 11 points, but actually are only up by 3 at this point.
Tugade left open. Lordy Tugade. No go, and Alapag was hit in the face. He crashes to the floor. Timex, the official timer of the PBA games, invites you to check out the nearest Timex outlet for the Timex mid-year sale. Up to 70% discount up for grabs on selected Timex watches. But let's check out first Jimmy Alapag. He looks hurt.
We just don't know whether it's his eye or his nose.
I have a feeling it's his eye because the ball it wasn't a hard blow to his face. It was almost as if the defender was just trying to snatch the ball out.
Almost like a scratch.
Yes. Well, babalikan natin yan, yung play na yan mamaya. Right now, Talk and Text will have to attend to Alapag.
Well, they may have to call another timeout because Jimmy Alapag's not moving.
That's the play. Yeah, there's a swipe there by Torreon. And it could have been one of the nails of Torreon hitting the eye of Alapag.
Possibly the right eye.
That was a scrape for the ball. And Alapag is just... he's really hurt. Well, our scenario here is 68 to 57, an 11-point lead for Talk and Text with 9:31 to play. And looks like Jimmy Alapag is down.
Well, in this case, you hope that he did not have his retina scratched. That definitely will affect his eyesight.
So Alapag will be replaced here. And it's Patrick Fran on the floor to replace Jimmy Alapag. Taulava. Challenged by the defense of Red Bull. Red Bull now, Miller left open, steps back. Fresh shot clock here for the Barako team.
Yeah.
So got it, finally hitting one from outside. And the lead is cut to 8 again. It's that magic number 8 that just won't go away. Ravenna, they go to their money man.
Taken away by June T.
Here comes Red Bull. Miller, stop and pop.
Oh, bad pass.
Oh, hesitation move. Miller was ready to take the shot in at the last second, throwing it to a teammate.
Well, he felt his shot was going to be blocked. That's why he threw that pass.
Well, it looks like Alapag's okay. We see him checking back on the scorer's table. We'll just have to wait and see if it really has affected his game. Ravenna. Hesitation move. Ball will stay with the phone pass. Okay, so here are the substitutions now. Penisi will check in for Villanueva as Alapag checks right back in to replace Bong Ravenna.
Well, Talking Tex might want to move Victor Pablo away from the side of Asi Talaba like they did in the third quarter. Jimmy Alapag straight to the basket.
What? Me hurt? No way. Jimmy Alapag bounces back and gives Talking Tex a 10-point lead here. Valenzuela. That's Gade, and referee halts play. Foul will go against Jimmy Alapag.
Well, the way things are going right now, both coaches will be sweating right down to the final minute of this game.
This has been a close one.
And we say close only because of the quotient system.
Yes. So got it, breaking the barrier, and now it's a 7-point lead for Talk and Text. Taulava, there's been a lot of pushing and shoving and nudging down low.
Well, Limang fouls now on Mick Penisi. And I mentioned earlier, he's going to have to play tough and try to stay in the game.
So Penisi will have to figure out how he'll keep those 5 fouls here in the last 7:46. But first, we have a timeout. Well, you're back with us here. As earlier, you missed Asi Taulava going to the hoop for 2 points. He was fouled by Homer Say, and now he will troop to the line for 2.
Well, Homer Say saying he just had his hands up in the air on that last play, which our televiewers did not see, but that's why if you're going to be a shot blocker, you should never put your hands straight up in the air because you cannot jump from that position.
Now for a chosen star move of the game brought to us by Star Margarine. Torreon taking it all the way home, and that's height power for you. coming from Jimwell Torreon.
So 2 misses coming from the line from Asi Talaba.
This is going to be very crucial down the stretch. Villanueva,
Only one come by.
the rookie, using the left turnaround jump hook against Asi Taulaba.
And all of a sudden, they move by Red Bull team.
The lead is cut to 5. Harvey carry out to Alapag. Now Ravena using the window. And we talked about this game being close because of that 8-point spread. Right now, it's a 7-point lead for Talk and Text.
Well, 8 is the magic number for Red Bull, and 9 is the magic number for the Talk and Text team. So they're down by 2 points right now if you look at it realistically. Oh, smacked away.
Get that baby out of here. And right now, check out our Red Bull Barako play. Look at Enrico Villanueva. That's a beautiful move for the pivot man. That action move brought to you by Red Bull Barako, ready to drink iced coffee. Torreon now getting ready to take 2 from the strike. Turn you over to Janelle, who has a Monterrey courtside update.
Earlier, Coach Ariel Vanguardia called a timeout to review his offensive plays, and he's giving his utmost confidence in Jimmy Alapag. He reviewed and he wants his boys to use and execute the play that they made for Jimmy Alapag na ginamit nila at nagpanalo sa kanila nung All-Filipino Cup Finals. Okay na nga itong si Jimmy Alapag. After that eye injury he sustained earlier, actually hindi naman tinamaan yung kanyang right eyeball, kung hindi yung kanyang right eyelid lang at nagkaroon ng konting abrasion. That's why he was hurt earlier. Meanwhile, hindi naman magpapatalo ang Red Bull Barako, especially in this quarter. In fact, after nung huddle nila dun sa start ng 4th quarter, may sumigaw pa, sabi, 4th quarter na to, bye. Hindi ko alam kung sino kasi maraming Cebuanos sa Red Bull Barako. Pwede si Jimwell Torreon, pwede rin si Junti Valenzuela. That has been my Monterrey courtside update. Back to the fans.
Thank you, Janelle. That update brought to you by Monterrey. And now Red Bull has come alive.
So Jimmy Alapag picked up his 5th foul in the last play. Jimwell Torreon shooting over Asi Talaba. And Asi wants the basketball.
72-68, Red Bull ball. At buhay ang mga fans ng Red Bull Barako. With his 4-point lead, 6:15 to play. Red Bull now on the comeback.
Well, it's amazing that they were able to pick up their intensity just when they really needed it.
Check out Torreon with that magnificent shot over the rock. At habang may action sa court, yan ang action sa crowd. Another mismo moment brought to you by Coca-Cola.
Look at Togade, dive for the basketball.
This is a matter of life and death here for these players.
And Bong Rivera is going to pick up the foul.
And check out the big man, Enrico Villanueva, diving for that loose ball.
You tell me who wants it.
And this is what the PBA is all about, the road to the semifinals. Both teams just letting it all hang here tonight. 14 seconds now on the shot clock for Red Bull Barako, and this is going to be a side court inbound.
Well, 3-point field goals. Red Bull 6 out of 20. Talking Tex 10 out of 22. Talking Tex has shot much better from the 3-point line. And that's why they're winning this game.
They've thrown up a lot of outside shots. 22 attempts from 3-point land. Villanueva finding Miller outside. Miller ringing the bell.
And what a turnaround here in the 4th quarter.
Look at this. Talk and Text now on top by only 1 point with 5:36 to play. And Red Bull Barako is alive and kicking. We have a timeout. Back to live action now. Willie Miller earlier was fouled on his way to the hole, and it was off a Red Bull Barako interception here with 5:19 to play.
Yeah, Jimwell Torian once again creating havoc on the offense of Talking Tech, stealing the basketball, leading to that fast break for Willie Miller. He misses the first shot.
And this is the spark that we were talking about earlier that we did not see in Red Bull.
Well, the hustle is there now. May not have been there the first 3 quarters.
And here are the candidates for our Itasmo Player of the Game. Andyan si Willie Miller. Also Mick Penisi for Red Bull Barako. The other 2 players from the Talk and Text camp. Ang ating mga candidates, and si Vic Pablo, scoring a lot of 3-point shots here today. And of course, the Rock, Asi Taulava. Iilan lang yan sa ating mga candidates for your Itasmo Player of the Game. Foul will be called here on Villanueva, his 5th. So sa foul trouble, 5 fouls already for Villanueva, 5 fouls for Penisi.
We have a few sideshows going on as Enrico is hearing it from the Talking Text fans. Coach Yangal also not too happy. Galit talaga si Coach Yangal on the other end talking to the referee.
There you see Coach Yangal trying to plead his case.
Well, maybe we should at least clarify things as we watch this replay.
Well, check out, this is the turn of Taulava.
Well, you are allowed that arm bar, but you cannot push off.
Right. And speaking of clarifying things, earlier during our break, nilapitan tayo ng ating head statistician, of course, Fidel Mangonan, to help us out with the numbers. As we go to the quotient system, the magic number here for Talk and Text is actually 8 points. So if Talk and Text wins by 8 or more, Talk and Text will advance to the semifinals. If Red Bull loses by 7 points or less or wins the game, ang Red Bull Barako will advance.
So clear now.
All right. Patrick run!
Yeah.
Oh! Patrick run! Draining one from outside. And now it's a 5-point lead, 76-71. This is going to go down the wire, folks. Miller. Tutorion around the back to Gade.
Big shot.
Oh, that is huge.
Well, neither one of these teams want to lose this basketball game.
Both teams just slugging it out here in the 4th. Almost an interception by Tugade. The ball will stay with Talk and Text. We have a timeout here with 4:03 to play. Hang in there. This is Talk and Text and Red Bull waiting to catch the last seat to the semifinals.
And to clarify once again, for Talk and Text to enter the semis, they have to win by 8. And for Red Bull to enter, they have to lose by 7 or less.
Or of course, if they go on to win, then Red Bull will get solo first spot in their group.
We mentioned earlier the numbers were 9 and 8. They're actually 8 and 7.
Okay. So Talk and Text right now on top by 2 points.
Lodi Tugade has 12 points in this quarter, 3 out of 4 from the 3-point range.
It has been step-up time here for these players. Harvey Carey. No!
Oh, what a shot!
Harvey Carey with a Hail Mary. He was falling down.
Yes, falling to the floor.
Miller trying to set things up for Red Bull. Here he comes with a jumper, Willie Miller.
Tough shot. Patrick Fram was all over him.
We are seeing some nice shots here from our players.
It's not about execution anymore. This is about shot making.
Harvey Carey, top of the key. Torion will bring it down. Tora. Quick pass inside to Gade with the finish. With 3:14 to play. Now it's a tied ball game. And things are looking good for Red Bull. Talk and Text. Inside, Taulava is fouled on his way to the basket. So We have 3 minutes flat. And can Talk and Text do it once again?
Well, Enrico has just fouled out of the game as Homer Say checks in for him. And this may be one of those sweet and sour games where you win the game, but you lose the war.
So Villanueva doing his job on the floor. He fouls out after pouring in. Villanueva, production of 5 points to go with 10 rebounds.
Well, he had a tough job tonight. That was to guard Asi Talava. And Asi has a tendency of fouling a lot of people out. He leads the league the entire year, actually, in free throws attempted.
Alapag, quick three.
Yeah!
Oh, this guy will just not go away. Mighty Mouse to hit the three-pointer. And with 2:53 to play, it's a 4-point lead for Talk and Text. Watch Jimmy Alapag nailing one.
Oh, huge mistake there, not getting the rebound off the foul shot.
Well, we have a full timeout called here by Red Bull Barako. It's a 4-point lead. One timeout left. Fans have been enjoying this one again. This is for the last place in the semifinals. Red Bull Barako and Talk and Text trying to stay alive here in the PBA, Samsung PBA Invitational.
And Talk and Text right now, they're down by 4. They have to win the game by 8 points. Presently, they're up by 4 points. And we want to keep clarifying that because we want everybody to know that to win the game is not good enough for Talk and Text. They have to win by a certain number.
This is the battle between the All-Filipino champs and the team, I'm talking about Red Bull, the team that ended with the best All-Filipino elimination standing.
14-4.
Yes. Right now, both their futures on the line here.
That's going to mean 2 foul shots as both teams are in the penalty. That's not a very good foul.
Well, we'll be seeing a lot of free throws here in the last 2:35 to play. Well, let's see what gives. The foul was called on Torreon. Yes, it will go against Jimwell Torreon, his 3rd foul, and Patrick Fran now with a chance to up this lead. Patrick Fran, he hit a lot of big shots early this year to keep Talk and Text alive in the All-Filipino Championship. Misses his first free throw though. So far, Fran, 13 points, 5 boards. And that may be the most important point that he has scored in this game. Here's Tora setting the play. He's asking for the Beniti pick. Torreon zigzagging inside. Miller to Beniti.
Yeah!
Oh! Big Beniti for 3.
What a time to come up with a 3-pointer. I mean, he's been quiet almost the entire game.
That's just a huge blow for Talk and Text. Beniti landing it. Taulava trying everything to get his team back in this ball game.
Nick Hennessy has fouled out of the game, so Enrico's gone, Nick is gone. Nelson Asaitono is going to check in for the Red Bull team.
Red Bull Barako is running out of big men. Well, a weird scenario here would be if it's not anywhere near 8 points, Talk and Text intentionally puts this game into overtime and then goes for an 8-point lead there.
But you're saying Red Bull doesn't have control over that. I'm sure Red Bull does not want overtime right now.
Exactly.
They just don't want to lose by more than 7 points.
Well, let's see how this comes into play here.
It's a little bit sad that we're talking about all these scenarios, but it's just the way it is.
Because of our short conference, we have to rely on the quotient system to break ties.
Well, it makes things very interesting because we never have to deal with this very often.
Torreon.
That's going to send Torion to the line for 2 shots as Alapag is now fouled out of the game.
And the last 2 minutes is brought to you by Hope, the luxury cigarette. We're in the twilight zone, and Alapag, you're right, will foul out here with 6 fouls.
A lot of diplomas being handed out.
Torion.
I don't know who fouled who there.
Torion initiating the contact. He was able to fish the foul here from Alapag.
Well, Alapag had a great game. Imagine he had 11 rebounds in this game. 11 rebounds for a 5'8" point guard.
That's why we call him Mighty Mouse. Not afraid to rough it up with the big men.
It's on free throw for Jimwell Torion.
Tora. Now this is a 2-point lead for Talk and Text. Even number, Taulava crashing the boards. Still some time on the clock left here for Talk and Text to make a run. Pablo.
You can expect at some point Coach Yanko's going to call a timeout to map out his strategy for this end game. Good steal by Nelson Asaitono.
That's a clean swipe by the Bull. Torion will walk it down. And there is that possibility of going into overtime.
I don't know whether they really want to go into overtime as Nelson Asaitono throws up an air ball.
Kasaysayan will throw up that air ball. He looks towards the Red Bull bench. With 1:23 to play, it's a two-point lead for the Phone Pals here.
And there's no question, there's a lot of tension in the air.
Let's see what Talk and Text does here. Alapag is out of the ball game with 6 fouls. Foul given up by Nelson Asaitono. And this will send the Rock to the line for 2 dahil nasa penalty na ang Talk and Text at saka ang Red Bull.
Well, importante talaga ang dalawang free throws for Asi Talaba. He has to hit these free throws. Otherwise, the other scenario may be what takes place here, try to get it to go into overtime.
Taulava.
Yes.
Those tired legs getting the bounce on that first release. .113 to play. Asi. Her second foul shot. Look at Harvey Carey trying to muscle inside. Taulava will be called for the foul. So it's going to boil down to the free throws here.
Well, the scenario you talked about is not exactly a bad idea. If you can't win by 8,
if you're nowhere close 8,
you might as well foul them, let them go to the foul line, send it into overtime. At least you have 5 more minutes to get it up to 8 points.
Exactly, 5 minutes. I don't know if the teams or the coaches are even aware of that, but it is a possibility.
Well, they're not used to it, that's for sure. Everybody's out to win.
Tugade.
And how many teams want to send it into overtime, particularly the winning team? And maybe Tugade does know. He missed the first foul shot.
Missed his first shot. And this is a wild game of basketball. You never know what to expect.
Well, the difficult thing is that Tugade really has to make at least one of these shots because Talk and Text can hit a 3 and be right back close to that number 8 again. They'll only be up by 6.
Tugade sinks his second free throw, 2-point lead for Talk and Text. Red Bull interception. And here they go, Torion. He's fouled. And now Torion with a chance to tie this ball game.
Very interesting.
Well, we promised you a cliffhanger here tonight, and we're giving you nothing less. With 1:01 to play, Red Bull Barako will talk things over. It's a 2-point lead for the Phone Pals. 1:01 remaining here in this ball game, and Torion on the line for 2. So many scenarios, so many endings, possible endings in this ball game. Torion missing his first free throw, but he aimed for it. I don't know.
Oh, boy. Well, the coaches think just like we do. You don't want to go into overtime. Enrico has already fouled out. McKinney has fouled out.
Okay, so Torion makes the second free throw. It's a 1-point lead now for Talk and Text. Delano. He will lose the ball at the baseline area, but the ball will stay here with the phone pals. The reigning All-Filipino champions with their season on the line.
Oh, definitely Talk and Text will go for a three-pointer if they can.
Ravenna out to Delano. Here's the three-point shot. No go, Taulava. They let Taulava score the 2 points with 42 seconds to play. And again, another quick foul given up by Patrick Fran.
Well, definitely the Talk and Text team, they're trying to win by 8 points. They're not trying to turn this game into overtime, as Patrick Fran is also going to graduate here.
So Fran and Alapag are out for Talk and Text. For Red Bull, Penisi and Villanueva are out. 4 players already fouled out in this ball game. Torretora again on the line for 2. This time, he makes his first. Coach Yeng Giao, you can just imagine what's going on in his head here the last 39 seconds. 2-point lead for the phone pals. Pablo hit nothing there. Here's the foul again. And
okay, we'll see what the strategy is here for Coach Yang Gao.
let's see what Red Bull does on this situation.
We have a scenario here where Tagadi can make these 2 foul shots and pretty much Talk and Text can just run out the clock.
Exactly.
And we'll go into overtime.
And remember, Red Bull, they don't have too many big men left. Villanueva and Penisi have fouled out. I don't think they really want to go into overtime. (87-85). Tugade sinks his first. Tugade sinks his first, so the possibility is open, the possibility of an overtime game. Big second half here for Lordy Tugade. He was one of the Red Bull players that really stepped up. And a 5-second violation called
Interesting.
on Lordy Tugade.
Oh, that's really interesting.
He was taking a free throw.
Now we have a tough call here. I mean, for best player, Paulo, are we going to pick it from the winning team or the losing team?
Well, we'll have to decide.
Well, you have to figure that even if Red Bull loses, they actually won.
Exactly, yeah, because they do advance. If they should go on to lose this game by less than 8 points or win it. Well, I think the strategy here for Red Bull is they want to keep it at an odd number and not get that possibility of an overtime. Delano misses his first.
Well, they can do that. He can make the second and then foul. They can foul again.
Let's see what happens here.
We never see this too often, do we?
All right, so a 2-point lead now with 24 seconds to play, and we have a full timeout. We'll be back for the rest of this ball game.
Talk and Text wins, because Red Bull is going to enter. You might as well pick the best player for Red Bull.
Right.
Okay?
Red Bull, player of the game. Player of the game.
I don't know, what is this?
No, it makes sense because why are you going to get the best player and they lose anyway? Yeah, tama yun, maganda yun. Oh. All right, we have 24.2 seconds to decide here and find out kung ano bang outcome natin in this ball game.
Well, I think the scenario is pretty clear. Talking Texas is going to foul and send Red Bull to the foul line. Now, whether Red Bull is going to make both foul shots is another story. But I mentioned earlier about our dilemma here of picking the best player. Do we pick it from the winning team if Talking Tex wins, or do we pick it from the losing team?
Well, we should pick it depending on who wins. If Red Bull should, or which team goes on to advance.
Well, that's my feeling also. Whoever enters the semis is really the winner.
Yes. And Coach Norman Black and I have really rocked our heads here tonight trying to explain this quotient scenario outcome to all of you out there. But
and then for it to come down here at the end where Red Bull does not want this game to go into overtime. Talking Tex does, because they know they can't make up, what, 6 points in 24 seconds. At least in most cases you can't.
Well, you know what?
Especially if you don't have the basketball.
Actually, if you come to think of it, what Talking Tex can do is just inbound from their side and score the 2 points on the other side. That they'll credit the 2 points to Red Bull.
Well, there was no foul last time. There was just a timeout called, so.
Here's Miller now.
So they're not going to foul.
Looks like they're going to make. Yes.
They are going to foul. Okay,
There's
there
the foul.
you go.
So let's see what gives here. Very interesting. Miller now on the line. He has to make one and make it an odd number, because if he leaves it a 2-point spread,
Talking Tex will not shoot.
Talking Tex will inbound and shoot on the side of Red Bull. They can do that.
I hope not, Paulo. Please. I hope they don't do that. I think what they'll do is, if Miller makes both, definitely expect Talking Tex just to run a timeout. But you're right, they can shoot at the wrong basket, which let's hope that does not happen. But
it is a possibility if they really want to enter.
That would be making a mockery out of the game, but it could happen.
Well, it's a 1-point lead now, so that's out of the question here.
Correct, yes.
15.6 to go. Miller misses the second free throw. Loose ball scramble. Here comes.
So how do you score a 1-point shot?
See? They go for 3.
Oh, this is unbelievable.
They're shooting on the Red Bull side.
Oh, no.
And the referees.
I don't think the referee can stop that.
Referee's trying to stop the game.
Well, maybe he can, because he just did. And what you predicted happened.
That's exactly. Talking Tex is trying to stay alive. Shooting in Red Bull's goal.
And what I was afraid of, which is making a mockery out of the game, occurred.
But I don't see how the referee could stop the game.
Not just that, but he called a technical foul on the Talking Tex team. So what Talking Tex can do is they can make the foul. Red Bull. So Red Bull has to miss another foul shot. Otherwise, we'll have a tied game again.
Yes.
This is unbelievable.
This is the first time that I have ever seen an ending such as this.
And I'm looking at Commissioner Noli Ayala. He's not really too happy with the what's happening on the court.
Well, let's see now. You know, in getting that technical foul, this is a strange ending, folks. Watch this. Talking Tex faking.
Tex team shooting at the Red Bull basket.
And look, Kasaysayan was going to defend.
And not just one time, but twice. If this had gone in. Oh.
So now, what a strange ending to this ball game. Well, a timeout was called. That's the 30-second timeout called here by Red Bull Barako.
Well, there's actually 5 seconds left in the game. Red Bull's going to have to shoot a technical foul shot.
We'll turn you over down. Janelle, what do you have for us?
Well, guys, there's something also interesting happening here at courtside. The Talk and Text coaching staff is blaming our barker, Rolly Manlapas, dahil in-announce pa daw niya kanina dito sa court that Talk and Text has to win by 8 points or else hindi pa rin sila mananalo dito sa game na to. At ang kinu-question nila ng coaching staff ng Talk and Text ay kung pwede raw ba, anong authority ng ating barker na i-announce yon dito sa court at dito sa venue dahil hindi naman daw siya TV analyst. So titingnan natin kung paano mag-end itong interesting ball game na ito. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Janelle.
A lot of controversy, huh? There'll be even more controversy after this is over.
Oh, yes. This is the last ball game here to decide which team will advance to the semifinals.
I mean, when have you ever seen a team shoot at the other basket on purpose?
It was a possibility earlier. I thought about it, and that's exactly what Talk and Text tried to do. Check this out.
Well, Willie Miller missed that foul shot
Here you go.
intentionally.
See, Talk and Text pretended to bring it down, then they go the other way.
Jojo Manalo, he's going to miss the shot. They're going to get the rebound. Ron Ravena's going to pass it out to Dumbbell Milano. Now they're shooting at the Red Bull basket.
Oh, my.
This is one for the books.
Yep, you said it. One for the books.
Now Torian, I don't know why he's celebrating. They're still going to have to miss another foul shot.
So let's see. Well, Talk and Text will call their last timeout here, a full timeout. So we will be back with this wild and woolly game. 5 seconds to play here at the Cuneta Astrodome. All right, you're back with us here. 5 seconds to play, 88-87, a 1-point lead for Talk and Text. Both teams are in the penalty. Both teams are out of timeouts. And 5 more seconds to decide the outcome of this ball game. Remember,
I thought the referee called a technical foul.
All right, let's see what happens here.
Well, let's see. Maybe a timeout was called. I'm not sure. Why is the ball with Red Bull?
Well, we are bewildered here, but the ball will stay with Red Bull. Set. They throw up nothing. That one just going out of bounds with 2.5 seconds remaining. And Talk and Text calls timeout. They're only on top by 1.
So what they have to do now is throw the ball to a Red Bull player.
Well, Talk and Text calls the timeout, and they do not have timeouts. So they wanted to get the technical foul. Because with 2.5 seconds and no timeouts left, definitely there will be a technical foul here called on Talk and Text.
So once again, Red Bull will be forced to go to the foul line.
What a strange ending. And well, to cut a long story short, if Red Bull should lose by 7 points or less, or go on to win this game, they enter automatically.
And if Talk and Text can win by 8 points or more, then Talk and Text will go on to the semi. Now the Talk and Text team, they were complaining, as Janelle said, about the Barker announcing how many points were needed for them to make it to the semi.
And the strange scenario here was, come end game, Talk and Text probably realized that 8 points was too much for them to catch up with the seconds remaining. And so they tried to put this game into overtime, or were trying to make it go into overtime.
So a technical foul was called on Talk and Text for calling too many timeouts.
Yes, because we announced earlier that both teams were out of timeouts. Talk and Text still called one. And now we have a technical free throw.
So they're going to put their worst foul shooter on the line, Homer Say. And he better hope he doesn't make this shot. Oh, he has to hit the rim. It's going to be their ball again. It's going to be Talk and Text basketball. Now, if they want to call another timeout, they can force Red Bull to shoot another technical. But hopefully they won't do that.
So obviously Homer Say intentionally missing the free throw. And Talk and Text will just let this ball game end. Final score, 1 point lead here for Talk and Text, and what an ending. But then it will be Batang Red Bull Barako to advance to the semifinals. So the cast is complete.
Well, we talked about the first 3 quarters, how we did not feel the Red Bull team was in character because they did not have any intensity.
All right, we'll go down first to Janelle, who's with Coach Yang Giao.
All right, Coach. First of all, it was really a funny game. Interesting ending. At what point did you feel that Talk and Text was gunning for an overtime?
Well, the coaching staff and I, we were just thinking of the possibility that they might just try what they did, no? So we didn't know exactly what the rules were in that situation, no? So in my 15 years as a coach, I've never seen another team try to shoot a basket at my goal, no? So parang weird, no? Na nagulat din kami, pero we knew that could be part of the plan, no?
That was actually the confirmation of what you were thinking, that they might be gunning for an overtime, right? But when they started doing it and when it was actually there, what was going through in your head?
I guess nakakalito rin, medyo we still wanted to win the game, but at the same time, going into overtime would be too risky for us, no? So it became a tactical game in the end, and it's a good thing we had that cushion of 7 points. Kung hindi, we didn't know what will happen to us, no? But I guess it's part of the spice of life, dito sa PBA. You know, you see everything here, and we all just try to enjoy it. It's weird, but we still try to enjoy it.
I remember there was one point na may mag-free throw, tapos sinabi nyo na isa lang. So alam nyo na, ayaw nyo na talagang mag-overtime.
Definitely, we lost all our big men. Our big men, we couldn't defend Asi in overtime. So that was the main problem there. No, wala kaming pang matchup kay Asi. So it was a strategic decision, I guess, on both teams, no? On both teams for us to avoid the overtime and for them to get into overtime, no? Kaya, well, it's going to be a situation wherein the quotient system is involved. Internationally, nangyayari talaga.
Okay, and Coach, finally, nung first conference, medyo kinulang kayo ngayon, pasok kayo sa semis. I'm sure your fans, you have a message for them. They've supported you all throughout. I'm sure you have something to say.
Well, it's a big consolation for the team. No, we couldn't make it to the All-Filipino semifinals, and this is like an extension of the All-Filipino. So it's really a big boost to our morale, despite all the troubles. No, I guess this is one good thing that's going for us. No, so we just focus on the good things and put the bad things on the shelf and see what happens. No, but I'm just thankful to the fans who stuck with us, to the people who keep praying for us, no, to the prayer warriors we call them, to our management, to our bosses, to the families and the friends of the players. No, we all would like to thank them for keeping the support for the Red Bull team.
Thank you so much, Coach, and congratulations. Good luck in the semifinals.